Okay, so it's Friday afternoon, a week later after my last post. We've been fighting the weather all week, and there's been some work in terms of putting a membrane on the top of the roof of the garage. The workers have finished for the day. I'm assuming that they've actually completed putting the membrane on the actual roof. I'd like to show you some of the material that they've been working with. So this is material that they were not able to use. You'll see that it actually has adhesive on the back, but apparently it did not stick. It's a very heavy rubberized material that they're using. It feels sort of like inner tube rubber from a bicycle. And you'll note that there's about $500 worth of membrane here sitting on the ground. Anyways, let's go up and see what they've been able to accomplish. All right, let's go up the ladder and see what they've got. So they were here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, not Thursday, and it's still only half done. Look at that. Amazing. I thought that they would have finished at this point. I'm disappointed. Thought that they would be able to get finished, but I should have known when I saw this 2x6 that wasn't covered yet. Let's go up and show you the rest of the decking for the first floor. So here's the space that the thermal wall will fit into, and that goes all the way across from here around right to the back wall where it's built out, and you'll see that the thermal wall will become contiguous with the wall of the garage, which is what you're seeing right down there. And then you see the wall of the house itself that's inside of that space, and then you'll see the deck of the first floor. You'll see that there's quite a bit of moisture that has frozen inside the actual ICF itself on top of the concrete, and that's what is holding us up to a certain extent, because that all needs to be melted and removed. So none of that is there when they start putting the next block, set of blocks on top of these, and then filling in the space with concrete again. Otherwise the concrete won't adhere to each other, and we'll end up with two separate pieces of concrete that are not tied to each other, other than the rebar that you're seeing showing up. But the floor itself of the first floor is basically in place. So to give you a little bit of the layout without going to the plans, we have to yet do that one for you. So here we've got the stairway coming up, and the opening from the stairway will be here. Note that the stairway is a 4-foot space. The idea here is that given that we're in our 60s already, we're planning for the possible future where we will have some issues in terms of walking up the actual stairs, and as a consequence we want to have space to put in an assist, a seat to bring us up to the first floor if we need it. And hopefully we don't need it, but we want to have that in place. So the space that you'll see here when they start putting the walls together, I hope next week, is that there will be a double sliding door right in this space. So going across from here out onto the deck. And the deck itself will become, the garage roof will become our deck, our outside deck, and it'll be strong enough to put in a hot tub or seating, outside space. We hope to actually make very good use of this space because it's very large. I'm looking forward to actually having that available. Inside this space, we'll actually have the dining room in this particular area. So the dining table will be here, and we can go back to a relatively large table that we have yet to buy. Here is essentially our living room. In this space here, going to be a day bed in the corner there, a pellet stove along the wall, windows around the corner, looking out on the space. Have our couch and chairs, etc. in this particular area. The television on the wall that looks out on the neighbor's deck at this point in time. And then moving in this direction, we end up with quite a large breakfast nook and a center island with drawers, and it'll actually have a sink and spout on it, and then along the back wall you'll actually find a coffee nook in the corner there, at the front corner. We'll end up having microwaves, a microwave oven and ovens embedded underneath the counter in this particular area, stovetop, fridge down this area. Right here in front of the bedroom that will be in that particular area back there, right here we'll actually have a small but you can walk into it, pantry area where we can store foods and other materials, etc. And it'll have an 8-foot ceiling, and above that, so up here in the sky, you'll actually have a little nook for grandchildren to climb up into and to have a space away for themselves. So this area is our guest bedroom. The central area here is going to be a largish bathroom with shower and a separate toilet area, and then our master bedroom will be in this space here. Again, not large. We didn't want to have a huge house again, but large enough so that it would be spacious. We can put our king-size bed in here and a wardrobe or two, have lots of space. Again, on this outside wall, we'll have sliding doors, triple glazed sliding doors, so that we can walk out onto the deck just in the same way that we can on the other side when we're actually coming out of the living room, dining room area. So it'll be very accessible. There's going to be a largish window here. There's a window in the bathroom, a largish window on the back wall of this guest bathroom. There's going to be a window up above, beside so it's going to be a vertical window that's in this particular area. There's going to be a horizontal window that'll be towards the front of the house, going this way, and then there's a large 7-foot window in 2 separate sections in this space here, giving us access to looking out to the south, etc. Again, a larger window here in the corners around the neighbor. Access that way. And then most of our access is going to be moving in this direction, away from urban and housing and all those kinds of things, and concentrating on the natural world that we'll have access to. Anyways, that brings you up to date as to where we're at with the construction. Hopefully next week we're going to see lots and lots of major changes. The second floor going up with the ICF included, etc. All of that kind of stuff being available, and hopefully we get to the point where we're close to be putting the rafters in, going up to the roof. So just to bring up to date, yeah, so this is something that I haven't talked about other than in passing. So in this section, we'll have 8-foot walls, so 8-foot walls around for the entire second floor. But this section will go up to a cathedral ceiling, so it'll probably be in the neighborhood of about 26, 28, maybe 30 feet at the front end, and then a lower section above the bedrooms and the bathroom back here that will slope off to the back of the property. So large expanse of roof going into the front, so sloping down from the center here to the outside wall, 2-foot overhang on the far end, the south end, and then a smaller shed roof going in the direction of the backyard. So that brings you up to date as to what we're doing here, and hopefully next week we'll see some major changes, and I'll document those as well. So we'll talk to you then.